Hello everybody, my YouTube family. Well, we just put in another application for a house. Don't particularly like the house. I haven't seen it. I don't like the part of town that it's in, but you know, it just, and the application fee was $90 for they charge you so much per adult, and there was 3 adults, me, myself, me and myself, yeah. Well, it was me. I'm an adult. Sometimes I wonder. But anyway, it was 3 of me, Donovan, and Jennifer, and that was $90. Trouble with these applications, if you don't get approved, you lose the money. And this is the 3rd go around on applications, and I just wonder if some of these people that's renting these houses takes an application, like they took this application fee from this, and just maybe he already has it rented. He doesn't have to tell us nothing. He can just take the money and keep it. So some of these people I don't trust. But anyway, put another application in. I hope we get it. And we're having to rent a storage unit. I've got one reserved. My money, I'm supposed to get some money from YouTube, you know, from my channel, and they said they already sent it out, and it could take up to 5 days for it to hit our checking account. But at any rate, got that done. I'm really getting worried about my leg. The nurse was here this morning. She was a little concerned about it. I got you know, I got a lot more stories than I realized. It just occurs to me certain things that happen in my life that you might find interesting. And this goes back, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, probably just 9. And my dad, he didn't have a car, but he had this. Is that my dog? I don't see her. but he had a bicycle. And you know, I don't recall him riding it. I'm sure he did. But the bicycle was leaning up there against the house, and we were standing out there at the front porch. And some kids was there, and they was asking me asked me could I ride it, and of course I never rode a bicycle in my life. And old Dobber, he said, "Yeah, I can ride it." Well, let's see you do it. So what did I do? I jumped on it and I pretended like I was gonna ride it. But for some reason, I started pedaling that thing, and I was riding it. It was staying up, and I was on it, and I was riding it. And I got down out in front of the house in the parking lot, still riding it, and all of a sudden, I don't know, how do I stop this thing? And so I didn't know anything to do but to keep pedaling to keep it up. I went about a block, actually about 2 blocks, and I was on the street by then. And I'm riding, I'm pedaling. What I do? Scared to death. I didn't know how to stop that thing. You know.
Shut up.
Is that the dog?
Yeah?
Where you at, Bailey? Anyway. And there was cars coming down the street, and I got over to the side of the road, and I stopped it. Not the way I wanted to stop it, but I stopped it. And I got skinned up pretty good doing it, because what happened, there was I guess about a 1948 panel truck sitting there, which is kind of like a station wagon but no windows. And I crashed into the back of that truck. And I stopped it. It stopped. I was on the ground. So I got up. I wasn't gonna get on that bike again. I pushed that thing all the way back to the house. And of course the kids was running behind me when I was riding that thing, and they saw the whole deal. And they thought it was funny. Next day I did get on it and start riding it, because then my daddy showed me how to stop it with the brakes and everything, or just put your feet down. I was pretty tall for my age, but that's how I learned to ride that bike. I should have never told them I could ride it, but then again, I learned how to ride that bike. Yeah, back then, in the early 50s and the 40s, you didn't have a refrigerator, you had an ice box. And the iceman would come around every 2 or 3 times a week. And this particular iceman, he was in it was a wagon and a mule or a horse, I'm not sure which it was pulling the wagon. And he had all these blocks of ice on that wagon, and he had them covered up with a canvas. And you had can't remember what size ice we got. It come in 25, 50, and 75 and 100-pound blocks. And I think they were in 25-pound blocks. No, wait a minute. They was in bigger. Anyway, depending on what you wanted, you had a sign. I made a little sign here. It was like this, only it was a lot better. And if you wanted, it was like that. Now I got it with the 25 at the bottom. That's what, if you had that 25 up, whatever number you had at the top, you had it sitting in your window, and he knew what size block to bring to your house. And if you wanted a 50, you'd turn it up in the window like that with the 50 up. But that's how he knew what to bring without coming and asking you. And if you didn't have a sign up at all, you didn't want any ice. But it was a big old hunk of ice in his wagon, and it had grooves cut in it in 25-pound sections, and he'd use an ice pick to click in that groove, and it would split it down like that, and it would make the piece the size he wanted. And it seemed like Mama was always getting 50-pound blocks, or couple of blocks. And I wish I could remember how much she used. But as it melted, there was a water collection thing underneath the ice box that collected the water. Oh, a pain in my leg. Oh. And you know what? I can remember the address to that house we lived in. It was 1331 North Woodlawn Avenue. And it was government houses. It was called Broad Creek Village, and that was a lot of people that worked at the shipyards and in the Navy and stuff lived in these places. And Daddy worked at the shipyard building those ships. He was helping build those Liberty ships back in World War II and stuff like that. And he would take us down to the shipyard when they was getting ready to launch one they just got finished. I remember going to several of those, and those ships seemed huge. They were big, but they weren't like mega big. They were Liberty ships made for hauling war goods over to Britain. But we used to go to that. And now I know they would build one of them ships in about 10 or 15 days. That's from laying the keel all the way up and finished and ready to go. Um, Seems unreal that they did it, but that helped win the war. But yeah, that's my stories for today. Um,
It clicked on. Oh, you got some whiskers.
I do.
Yes, you got some whiskers.
I don't want no beard.
So you want all of this gone?
Yep.
I kind of like the Santa Claus. I kind of like it. You don't like it at all, Pop? Dang.
Oh, you believe some you want to.
Relax your mouth. Now.
What?
I like that. Oops, 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 sorry. You want all your hair gone?
Yeah.
You want to go back bald?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay.
Well, leave a little bit on there.
Well, shit.
What? What's he saying?
He's a big booty head.
I'm not a booty head. Mom is a booty head. A big fat booty head. A big fat booty. Falco Pong. Ash, I don't think it's going. Mom room.
Your hair is baby fine now.
Huh?
Your hair is like really fine.
Really fine?
Yeah. Take your hearing aid off.
Now, do I look any better? Putting the hat on. I might have to tighten my headband up. Howdy.